stand by. Engine room, reverse 1/4. Down, last off bow line.
Aye, aye, sir. Bow line away.
Engine room, ahead 1/4. Sound last bell. Leadsman, sound off. Give me a depth reading by the mark. Mark 4. Engine room, head 3/4. Stand by. Steady as she goes. Captain?
Welcome aboard the Liberty. I'm your captain, Horace Bixby, and my pilot with me here on the Texas deck is a young cub that goes by the name of Sam Clemens. He's marking his 100th voyage down the river today with nary a calamity on his watch. So far. Sam knows this river like his own backyard. Sam, tell our guest everything you know about this river.
Well now, I always figure it is better to keep your mouth shut and feel stupid than to open it and remove all the doubt. But I will tell you this, I love this river more than anything else. I've loved this river, even from the time I was a toddler back in Missouri. Before we get too much further out of port, I think I should mention that you best not be sitting on those handrails. They're the only thing between you and the river, and the river don't always take kindly to uninvited guests. We've also had reports of river pirates operating in the vicinity, so I wouldn't lean out beyond those rails for that reason either. Now, for those of you on the port side, that river town we're passing is Frontierland. A few years back, it was no more than a boom town carved out of the wilderness by a handful of settlers looking to start a new life. Today, utility and decorum are running rampant. Oh, it still has a share of footloose travelers, keel boaters, prospectors, and an Indian or two, but mostly it's flush time and well on its way to becoming a fine big city. Frontierland reminds me some of my own hometown, Hannibal. It takes me back to when I was a barefoot boy growing up alongside the riverbank. You know, it seems to me that when I was younger, I could remember everything, whether it happened or not. But as I grow older, I seem to remember only the things that never happened at all. Across the way, on the starboard side, was my stomping grounds when I was young. Exceedingly young. Marvelously young. Young by hundreds of years. Younger than I will ever be again. It's called Tom Sawyer's Island, and is named for a friend from my boyhood. Even today, the only way you can get there is by raft. Old man Harper's grain mill is there, back in the woods just off Tom's Landing. And that's Muff Potter's pond and his windmill. We almost hanged once, and there's Huck's Landing. I always did like Huck. He could swear just wonderful. He and Tom and I spent most of our wild and reckless youth exploring that island. Lots of caves, lots of adventure, if you know where to look. And we all knew where to look. That's Superstition Bridge. It connects the big island to the little one. And if you follow the wilderness trail there, it'll lead you right up to the gates of Fort Langhorn. It's the last trading outpost before we head into Indian country. Look off to the port side there. Every now and then, the water under that crest of rock comes to a natural boil and spreads out all over the place like a tea kettle left on fire too long. Indians around here used to tell me these geysers were actually unfriendly spirits, upset by uninvited trespassers traipsing all over their sacred hunting ground. Be that as it may, that's Big Thunder Mountain poking up in the sky over there. The Indians named it that because of the sound the falls used to make when the big rains came. And the miners and prospectors and get-rich-quick speculators showed up, and the name stuck because of the sound of blasting powder going off every few minutes. There's not so much blasting these days, but ghost stories like a runaway mine train loaded down with simple-hearted, terror-filled folks like me. Look who's drifted out of the bayou. Off to port, Captain. It's Beacon Joe.
Old Beacon's been marking this river for longer than I can remember. Every time the river cuts a new channel, Old Beacon puts out a marker to let us know whether it's safe to travel or not. However, Sam here has been bragging that if push came to shove, he could navigate the Liberty Bell on a heavy duty. Isn't that so, Sam?
Well, I was born humble, Captain, but mostly it's worn off. Captain, Indian village to port.
Now that's something you don't see much out this way. That's an Algonquin Indian village. Looks to be from the Powhatan tribe. Usually they stay further east. I've seen Seminole and Miami as far west. And of course Shoshone, Blackfeet, and Crow, but I've never seen Algonquins out here.
Lots of game out this way. I've seen moose and deer and plenty of other critters along the shoreline.
Could be why the Powhatans are out this far. Just following the food trail. sacred burial ground. And those who fall in battle, based atop the tradition of the dead and dead. After nightfall, they'll return to form the great war post on their control.
That's the deck watch. Close before it starts. Any room? Ready up.
We're entering the shallow water. There's no Sam knows every shoal and shallow water is snagging and sandbar of this part of the river. It will navigate us through this water. Who would steer it along, would you say?
I believe we ought never do wrong, especially when others are looking. Policeman, sing out.
Those of you who have been this way before know that the water can get fairly shallow over this stretch of water. Leadsmen go out the deck. Each mark is around 6 feet. Mark 20 is 2 feet, and of course that means safe water.
Captain, we're passing Cutthroat Corner. Attention deck crew. Stay alert. If we're pirates out here, this is where they'll most likely be. Good from here. That's all the commotion and sounds right there. Just lie elsewhere. If you folks on that look past the trees on the island, that's Fort Langhorn. Most of these old boats started out as trading posts. Then the settlers started heading west, the army came in and took them over. My feeling is, these days, there's a lot less frontier and a lot more civilization than is truly necessary. Leadsman, give me a depth reading. Sing out. Liberty Square, which is all important for us. We'll be put in the dock shortly, so those of you on the upper two decks might be inclined to collect all your car seats and head to the lower deck. Your dummies will want to take them in hand before they get out of hand. On behalf of the captain, myself, and the crew, thanks for flying the waterway with us. I hope I see you next time around the river beach.
Thanks, Sam, and thank you, everyone, for traveling the rivers of America with us today.
Engine room. Approach level at 1/4 steam. Man the bow line. Purser, check freight and cargo. All hands prepare to dock. All passengers, stand by to go ashore.